Right now at 10, city assessment. La Crosse's property values are going up, but the mayor says property taxes may not follow suit. And safer streets. Onalaska is considering adding a new roundabout at a busy intersection. Plus, bigger than football. Some Packers take a trip to Fort McCoy to share their life lessons with Challenge Academy cadets.
You're watching WKDT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Amy DuPont. Ken is off tonight. Property owners in the city of La Crosse are holding their breath after receiving their notice of assessment. For some families, their assessed property value is rising by tens of thousands of dollars. But as News 8 Now's Dua Israr found out when she spoke to the mayor, that increase doesn't add up to possible tax bills.
Inside four walls and a roof,
the graduation of all three of my daughters.
Memories are made that last a lifetime.
They all graduated. That was awesome.
Jacobson has lived in this La Crosse home for decades.
Real close to 20 years.
Following a citywide 2022 property reassessment, Jacobson's property assessment increased by $43,500.
The taxes are going to be probably a little ridiculous on a little piece of land that we have.
Back in 2019, the city of La Crosse assessed property values for the first time in 10 years.
Because of the lack of regularity that the city had been doing this process, we had gotten out of compliance.
La Crosse Mayor Mitch Reynolds says according to Wisconsin state statutes, properties are required to be within 10% of market value. The 2019 assessment did not bring the city in line.
Even with those, we were still at that lower 84% value. So we had a ways to go. And I think this revaluation is expected to get us there.
While property assessments may have increased,
no, your property taxes won't necessarily increase.
According to Reynolds, the mill rate will decrease, meaning many residents will pay the same amount in property taxes or even less.
Well, that's a big relief to hear.
Jacobson says he wants the city to update assessments every year or other year.
An older couple seeing that their house goes up $40,000 in a year's time could possibly cause them to have a heart attack.
So that property owners aren't caught by surprise. Reporting in La Crosse, Dua Israr, News 8 Now.
Mayor Reynolds says he too wants to assess properties frequently so situations like this one can be avoided. Well, the referendum price tag is going down for homeowners in the Onalaska School District. On November 8th, voters will decide whether to approve a $75 million referendum to renovate the middle school and high priority projects at the high school. The district says thanks to new state funding certified last Friday, the estimated tax impact of the referendum is lower than expected, dropping from $174 down to $60 per $100,000 in property value. The city of Onalaska is considering building a roundabout at a pretty busy intersection. There are several retail businesses near that intersection of Theodore Road and County Road PH, and city officials say it's a common place for crashes. The director of public works says a roundabout would be an improvement.
As you can see, there's a lot of times where there's enough traffic in the intersection with multiple lanes that they don't know which person should go, which person should stop. So this will facilitate a uniform traffic movement. Hopefully it will reduce accidents and just be better for the traveling public.
The roundabout is still in the design phase. Construction wouldn't begin until at least the spring of 2024. You can tell the city what you think about this coming Thursday during an information meeting that'll take place at City Hall. Beautiful day out there. One of those days where, Bill, if you were inside with the sun coming through the window, it seemed a lot warmer than what it really was out there.
Yeah, even with all that sunshine, temperatures still about 15 degrees short of average. Most spots in the 40s today, including 45 in Eau Claire, 46 here in La Crosse, also in Sparta and Black River Falls, 50 the warm spot in this view down in Boscobel. Skies are currently clear, and what you need to know, another cold night in store and still chilly tomorrow, even with some sunshine once again. But the good news, if you're not a fan of these chillier numbers, much warmer numbers by the end of the week and into the upcoming weekend. Again, skies clear. Any significant cloud cover over far eastern Wisconsin, rain and snow showers over Michigan, and temperatures around here on the chilly side, freezing in Eau Claire, 31 in Sparta and Black River Falls, still 38 here in La Crosse, and 33 in Viroqua. So again, another cold night, lighter winds though, lows in the 20s for most, including 27 here in La Crosse. Schoolcast for tomorrow as you send the kids out in the morning. It's going to be cold once again, mid to upper 20s, right around 28 in La Crosse, 39 by lunchtime, afternoon highs in the upper 40s. Just how warm is it going to get later this week? I'll have the answer with my 8-day forecast in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Bill. Prosecutors trying the suspect of the Waukesha parade tragedy plan to wrap up their case tomorrow. Darrell Brooks is charged with driving an SUV through the 2021 Christmas parade route, killing 6 and injuring more than 60 others. Today, prosecutors told the judge they plan to finish calling their witnesses by tomorrow. Now, Brooks is representing himself. It is not clear how many people he plans to call to testify. Wisconsinites concerned with PFAS contamination can now track cases online. Today, the Wisconsin DNR unveiled its new PFAS interactive data viewer. The mapping tool shows the locations statewide impacted by PFAS, including the town of Campbell. The man-made chemicals were used for decades to produce products including nonstick cookware, fast food wrappers, and firefighting foam. Now they can end up in water systems and wells and have been linked to infertility, thyroid disease, and cancer.
It's a more accessible way to get this information than the folks who've previously gone in and are very familiar with our specific databases. This links back to those databases for those looking for more detailed information, but really the intent of this was to be as user-friendly as possible and as accessible as possible to kick this off and get people access to this information.
Development of the data viewer was recommended by the Wisconsin PFAS Action Council. You're going to find it on the Wisconsin DNR's website. The City Vision Foundation is on a mission to help law enforcement to keep a better eye on the community. Tomorrow, volunteers will be at the intersection of La Crosse and 4th Streets to fill the camera bag. The nonprofit is hoping to raise roughly $50,000 to help the city buy 5 new closed-circuit cameras and update 6 older cameras. They're hoping to make downtown a safer place by increasing the areas covered by the city's safe cams.
There are gaps in the police footage, and so I have been working to get more cameras, alleviate some of those gaps just in case anything happens. That way the police can find solutions and answers a lot quicker.
So those volunteers will be at the intersection from 10 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon. You can also donate to the foundation's website. We're going to have more information posted at news8000.com. Still to come, access to abortion. A La Crosse researcher is studying the city's history. And Netflix cracked down the new fee you could face for setting up more than one user profile.
I've practiced personal injury law for 4 years.
For 20 years.
For 32 years.
All I do every day
is help injured people get the compensation that they deserve.
At Vigoff and Rohde, that's how we get results.
When I heard from my doctor, it was my worst nightmare. My baby's diagnosis was dismal, a severe abnormality, and my husband and I decided to have an abortion so our daughter wouldn't suffer. Tim Michaels thinks that decision should have been his, not ours. He wants to criminalize abortion, and if he's elected, women will lose the freedom to decide what's best for them. Tim Michaels is just way too radical for Wisconsin.
Start earning more for your money. At Riverbank, we make it easy with our rewards checking. With a $50 minimum deposit, you can start earning a super rate of interest on your checking deposits. If you like the convenience of a debit card and direct deposit, Riverbank's rewards checking is for you. There's no minimum balance or monthly service fees. Stop into one of our many locations across the Cooley region or visit us online to learn more. Riverbank, local banking made simple and rewarding. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Punishing inflation, retirement savings evaporating, home values crashing, and Mandela Barnes is oblivious. Barnes just supported a massive tax increase on middle-class families and an army of IRS agents to go get every penny. Barnes also supported Biden's student loan forgiveness plan that cost every taxpayer $2,000. $2,000 less to survive on. Can you afford Mandela Barnes? Wisconsin Truth PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
If someone you love has been injured, it's important to find a law firm that's fair, prompt, and reliable. That law firm is By Goff & Rohde.
We've been Wisconsin's personal injury law firm for over 50 years.
Expect more from News 8 Now. Thanks for watching.
For many American voters, abortion is on the ballot. A UW-La Crosse researcher worked with the La Crosse Public Library to study the history of abortion access. As News 8 Now's Emily Haugen found out, that history may play a role in the state's future.
The overturning of Roe versus Wade prompted plenty of political noise.
This is very clearly a political football. Since Roe versus Wade was overturned, it's become a major issue for Democrats.
Here in Wisconsin, it all goes back to an 1849 law.
Anderson's diary from 1894 to 1895.
Researcher Jackie Bedka has been studying the history of abortion access in La Crosse. In the stacks of the La Crosse Public Library, she's found answers.
A lot of women did travel across the state. Like a couple of these women were from like Minnesota or even South Dakota. So it wasn't something that you would want to do in your hometown.
Women underwent unsafe procedures.
And the only reason that we know that this happened in La Crosse is because these women died.
When the Supreme Court overturned Roe, most Americans took a side. Now those supporters and critics will take their beliefs to the polls, where political experts say abortion is on the ballot. Republican candidate for governor Tim Michels recently clarified his position.
He did say that he would sign a bill which would allow for exceptions in terms of rape, incest, and the life of the mother.
While Governor Tony Evers has campaigned on fighting for reproductive rights.
He could go to court and suggest that there already have been modifications. Whether the courts would accept that or not, I'm not sure.
Bedka believes voters need to look back at Wisconsin's history before making a decision about the state's future.
I think that it's important in order to look ahead, we have to look back. Like, we have to see lengths like women would go to.
Voters will play a huge role, but even after the votes are counted, political experts say the courts could have the final word.
Several people have said, well, those modifications have actually altered the original law and superseded it. And that's a legal question that could only be resolved in the courts.
In La Crosse, Emily Haugen, News 8 Now.
Some lawmakers have suggested that voters decide Roe's fate through a statewide referendum. However, they can't. Under current state law, only lawmakers can initiate one. Up next, help for American farmers. The USDA is relieving some debt for borrowers.
And I'm Chief Meteorologist Bill Grahl. It's been quite a roller coaster ride in temperatures over the past week or so. That trend looks to continue. I'll have the details of my 8-day forecast after the break.
In the Senate, Ron Johnson pushed tax loopholes benefiting himself and his donors.
Did my business benefit? Sure. Did some of my donor businesses? Sure.
But here's what Johnson's doing to us. He voted to raise the retirement age and allow cuts to Social Security. Even supports letting Wisconsin ban nearly all abortions and said, if you don't like it, you can move. Ron Johnson works for himself, never us. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
Menards is your bathroom headquarters. We've got the fixtures, tools, and know-how to get your bathroom project finished. Whether you prefer a traditional style, something modern, or a bold and contemporary flair, we've got you covered. With our huge selection of quality brands and a variety of styles and finishes, you'll create the perfect bathroom for your home. Delta bathtubs and showers are built for style, design, and durability. All Delta bath products are 11% off.
Save big money at Menards.
College is great, but it's not the best path for everyone. Careers in the skilled trades are good-paying jobs that are badly needed. That's why I expanded skills training, and I signed a bipartisan law to connect students and their parents to more information on apprenticeships in high-demand fields. Folks, our high school students need to know all their options when it comes to their future. It's the right thing to do for our kids and for our economy.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want.
and the capability you need to do the job so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Get $500 cash allowance on this Silverado with a 2.7-liter engine. Plus, current Chevy owners can get an additional $2,500 cash allowance. Plus, get a $1,000 accessory allowance toward a new Chevy truck with accessories.
I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Ron Johnson caught lying. Independent fact checks call his attacks on Mandela Barnes false and misleading. But it's Johnson's views that are alarming. Johnson supported a ban on abortions. He co-sponsored a bill that makes no exceptions for rape, incest, or the life of the woman. And Johnson said if women don't like it, they can move. The truth is, it's Ron Johnson who doesn't belong in Wisconsin.
The Board Store inaugural Fall Home Show is underway. A $250 discount coupon is yours just for stopping by to see all the new displays and updates we have made. We'd love to meet you.
The Department of Agriculture is offering farmers some debt relief. Today, the agency announced more than 13,000 farming operations will receive nearly $800 million. Most of the recipients have direct and guaranteed farm loans that are past due. This money is coming from $3.1 billion allocated for farmers under the Inflation Reduction Act. Well, enjoy sharing your network password while it lasts. Starting next year, the streaming giant plans to crack down on sharing subscriptions. The company says it started testing features in other countries. One is a profile transfer feature that allows people to move their current profile to a new paid account. For those who still want to share, there's an extra member feature that allows users to keep those sub-accounts, but they have to pay for them. So there's no word on exactly what that will cost, but during testing in Costa Rica, it was around $3 a month. I don't know though, Bill, because so we have, my account, my husband's account, and each of my sons has one of their accounts. So I'm like, $6, $9. I don't know. We'll see how that's going to work.
It's going to add up. And
Yeah.
by the way, we're still free, right? Over the air?
We are still free.
News 8,
That is
WKBT.
good. Still
we're free.
free.
I'm telling you, folks. I knew it was going to happen, so just stick with us. You'll be fine. We'll entertain you. All right, this is what I like to call weather whiplash. 70 degrees, the high on the 5th. 53 on the 7th. Let me step out of the way here. 77 degrees last Tuesday, the 11th. 42 degrees for a high on the 14th. That was last Friday. And 40 degrees for a high yesterday. So we've had highs in the 70s, even close to 80 on the 11th. 60s, 50s, and 40s. Some spots yesterday not even escaping the 30s. But that tends to happen during the fall and spring months when that cold air to the north is clashing with the warm air to the south. You'll get these kind of ups and downs in those temperature swings. And today, on the chilly side, even with all the sunshine, 46 was the high, 27 the low. Averages are 61 and 41. So we were 15 degrees below the average high. 14 degrees below that average low this morning. 38 degrees out at the airport, 39 downtown at the station. Winds have come down a little bit, but still enough to create a wind chill of 30 degrees. The Mississippi up a bit, 5 feet. 32 for you folks in Eau Claire. Your wind is light, so the wind chill is the same with wind speed of only 3 miles per hour. So temperatures primarily in the 30s, some 20s again. Off to our west. Again, most spots in the 30s, although 29 in Preston, 34 in Winona, 31 in Black River Falls and Sparta, and right at freezing in Viroqua. Again, northwesterly winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. They'll continue to come down into about the 5 to 10 mile per hour range overnight. So wind chills currently in the mid 20s to lower 30s, even some upper teens to low 20s to the west. And wind chills overnight will drop to about 20 degrees as we head out the door tomorrow morning. Not quite as chilly as this morning when our wind chill got as cold as 16 degrees. Now temperatures overnight will be similar to last night, 20s across the county, right around 26 or 27 in the La Crosse area, and most spots as we fly around the viewing area between about 20 and 27 degrees for overnight lows. So again, another cold night for sure with a clear to partly cloudy sky. The thicker clouds right now off to our east. That's where rain and snow continues over the central and eastern Great Lakes as this area of low pressure is a very slow departer. Otherwise high pressure to the west, squeeze play in between. That's the cause for the strong winds, and that north to south component is why temperatures are so chilly. Again, a few clouds possible late tonight, tomorrow morning. Otherwise, kind of a mix of sun and clouds for tomorrow. Same thing for Thursday. Kind of a mix of sun and clouds as well. Dry both days, but we do start a pretty significant warming trend on Thursday. Now tomorrow, one more chilly day. Upper 40s in the La Crosse area. Right around 48 or 49 degrees will be common. Most spots between about 44 and 49 degrees for afternoon high. So again, well short of average. Keep in mind our average high closer to 60 degrees. So for tonight, clear to partly cloudy, another cold one. 27 for the low, although winds not as strong as last night. 49 tomorrow, continued chilly, but watch what happens. 58 on Thursday. Yeah, that's not a typo. Upper 60s to around 70 on Friday. Lower 70s for the weekend. Good timing there. Saturday's looking gorgeous. It's going to be rather windy Sunday, so keep that in mind for outdoor plans. A small chance for a shower. Better chance of rain, even some thunderstorms. Sunday night into Monday with a cold front. Knocks us into the 60s on Monday, back into the 50s Tuesday, even lower 50s on Wednesday. But it's nice to see those 70s, especially centered around Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
That's perfect, but you're right, whiplash is a good way
Ups
to
and
describe
downs,
that. Yeah. Thanks, Bill.
Okay.
Coming up in sports, the high school boys soccer playoffs kicking off tonight, plus the volleyball postseason underway, regionals tonight, all throughout the Coulee region. Rob has all of your highlights. He's in next.
News 8 Sports is brought to you by Mayo Clinic Health System. Whether you need routine care or treatment for a complex condition, Mayo Clinic Health System has convenient and safe options for the care you and your family need.
Looking at mattresses?
I'm just looking.
Jump on it, roll on it.
No.
Just pretend I'm not here. You have any questions?
Buying a mattress can be uncomfortable.
She seemed nice.
That's why Slumberland has modernized the process. Slumberland. Mattress shopping reinvented.
Defund the Police radical Mandela Barnes isn't just dangerously wrong on crime. Barnes supported raising Wisconsin's gas tax nearly 30%, while we already pay some of the highest gas taxes in the country. Barnes wants to stop all oil and gas production in America, killing jobs and making prices skyrocket. And while Barnes didn't pay his own taxes, he pushed a $1 billion tax increase on Wisconsin families. We can't afford radical Mandela Barnes. Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Where does electricity come from? It comes from here. And here. And here. At Excel Energy, we work to keep that energy reliable and safe by constantly monitoring and protecting the grid. Because while it's important where electricity comes from, we're just as focused on getting it where it's going safely. This is how the future is made.
College is great, but it's not the best path for everyone. Careers in the skilled trades are good paying jobs that are badly needed. That's why I expanded skills training, and I signed a bipartisan law to connect students and their parents to more information on apprenticeships in high demand fields. Folks, our high school students need to know all their options when it comes to their future. It's the right thing to do for our kids and for our economy.
Right now at Slumberland Furniture, you'll get 30% off all living room furniture. Yup, sofas, sectionals, tables, recliners, and more. All 30% off. Plus 30% off select mattresses and 20% off everything else. On now at Slumberland Furniture.
News 8 Now Sports is brought to you by Mayo Health System. Here's News 8 Now's Rob Schiff.
It's playoff time for high school sports. Postseason volleyball all throughout the Coulee region tonight. Let's start in Westby. Student section for the Norsemen fired up. Their squad opening up the Division III regionals against Melrose Mindoro. First set belongs to Westby. Emily Collins to Jada Berg for the kill. Norsemen take the first 25-14. Second set, more of the same. This time it's Collins with the spike, the assist from Trisha Klum. Norsemen up 4 early. Then later in the set, Emma Salverson to Mackenzie Stelner with the spike. Westby goes up 9. Mustangs hanging tough, though. That's Kennedy Zeman cutting the deficit to just 8 with that kill. But the Norsemen hang on to win the second. And in the third, Westby makes it look easy. Norsemen win the third 25-7. They're moving on as they get the sweep over Melrose Mindoro. Staying in Division III, we head to Onalaska Luther as the Lady Knights hosted Elk Mound. Early on in the first set, Luther gets the pass over to Hannah Matsky. The lefty finds the floor with the big kill. Knights lead it by 2. Later in the first, Mounders fighting back the bump, the set, the spike by Gracie Carlton stays in bounds. Elk Mound jumps in front by 2. But the Knights defense stiffens up the front line, sending this spike back where it came from. 15-11 Luther. And then the Southpaw puts another big stamp on the first set victory. Matsky with the kill, 25-14 after 1. Knights hang on to win a thriller in 5 sets. They're moving on to play Cashton on Thursday night. 2-seed Aquinas hosting 15-seed Mondovi in Division III. Into the second set, Blue Golds with a commanding lead. Check out the power from Sammy Davis. What a shot. 2 points away from clinching the set now. Maddie George doesn't give Mondovi a chance. That's an ace. 1 point away now from closing this one out. Pressure continues. Aquinas passes over to Addie 4. Those blockers can't handle the hit. All Blue Golds at this point. Mondovi now moving the ball. They try to tip it past the blockers, but 4 denies it down to the floor. Now the Blue Golds keep the ball in the air. Check out this tricky tip from Macy Donarski. They didn't see it coming. All Aquinas tonight. Blue Golds get the 3-set sweep over Mondovi. Over to Logan, where the Rangers hosted Prairie du Chien. PDC not wasting any time, getting going. Greeley Cron with the tear. Drop right hard to reach that space for an ace. Then Prairie sets up McKenna Ford. She spikes it cross court for the kill. They're starting this one up 8-1. Logan fighting back, though. Aaliyah Hamilton takes the pass, splits 2 blockers. Her hit can't be returned. And then shortly after, Logan showing off their wall. Ava Detweiler gets her hand on the spike. It falls to the PDC floor for the score. Then check out the power here from senior Jazzy Davis. She puts the ball on the ground. Rangers are moving on as Logan gets the win over PDC in 4 sets. Let's go to West Salem. Panthers hosting Black River Falls. West Salem's Reese Sackett assists Jen Norman for the kill, and then the roles reverse. Panthers win the first set big, 25-4. Tigers start the second set strong, but in comes Jaden Hammis with the kill. Sackett assisting Norman to get the Panthers the second set, 25-13. And then it's Hammis added again in the third. All Panthers tonight at home. They get the sweep over Black River Falls. West Salem is moving on to the second round. Let's go to Division 4. Alma Pepin hosting New Lisbon tonight. Pick it up in the first. Eagles off to a fast start. Bella Post going up high for the kill right here. That can't be returned. Alma Pepin rolling early, but the Rockets hanging in. Impressive save here by Abby Steele, keeping the ball alive. Eventually, it's Kaisi Steele with the strike. New Lisbon gets one closer. First set back and forth, but the Eagles hang on. Tony Creighton showing off. No-look tip over the net. That was smooth. Alma Pepin takes the first, 26-24. Eagles are moving on. They win this one in 4 sets. It's also the first round of the boys soccer playoffs. Chris Knight at Logan High School is unbeaten Central hosting Holman scoreless, but on the Holman corner, Jason Palmberg sends it in towards the net after it gets kicked around. Elliot Waldron somehow gets this shot off, just barely gets over the line, just like that. Holman takes the lead. Quiet game for the most part, but late in the second, Central one last chance. Devin Wilkerson making a run, has some room, but his shot hits the post. Vikings are sending the Riverhawks home with their first loss of the season. A lot of battles between these two teams. There was nothing but respect for each other after the game. Let's take a look at some other scores tonight. Toma sending Onalaska home. That sets up a Holman-Toma second-round match for Saturday. And Prairie du Chien also got a first-round win over Monroe. That'll do it for sports. We'll be right back.
This is the Riverbank team. We're tough, we're determined, and we are the largest locally owned community bank in the La Crosse area. Across all 14 community branches, our game plan remains constant. Go the extra yard to provide personal service and support to help you and all of our clients reach the goal line. Call us or stop by to learn more about our Smart Business checking account or any one of our personalized products and services. Join our team. Riverbank, local banking made simple, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Breaking news in Dallas, Texas, where at least 5 police officers were killed when they were ambushed.
This was the deadliest day for U.S. law enforcement since 9/11.
Just days after this horrific crime, Mandela Barnes appeared on Vladimir Putin's propaganda news outlet and rationalized violence against American police officers.
Police officers are over-exercising their badges. This probably was a retaliatory attack.
Do you want Mandela Barnes representing you in the Senate?
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
The great experiences you have in here and even out here all started here. Because the best customer experience always leaves a great impression. GMC, awarded #1 in sales satisfaction by J.D. Power. Sierra models are arriving weekly at your local GMC dealers, available for immediate delivery with 0% financing.
Visit your best choice GMC dealer today.
When I started working at Michaels Corporation, Tim was 9 years old.
Tim worked in the trenches for many years when he first started out in this company.
51 years.
12 years. 20 years.
50 years.
took a small Wisconsin company to one of the best in America.
Tim is really hardworking.
Very good leader, and he's going to tell you like it is.
Because of Tim Michaels, there are thousands of good paying jobs in Wisconsin.
Jobs that people are proud of.
I wouldn't hesitate for 1 second to jump in a foxhole with Tim.
Sinking driveway, settling patio, collapsing stoop, uneven pool deck. It's a fact. Concrete problems don't get better with time, but they do get better when you call American Water Works.
You're not always going to be here, but you always have this. Whether you're here, or anywhere really, the News 8000 app lets you stay updated on your time. Get it today so you can have here.
After 2 back-to-back losses, the Green Bay Packers have some work to do, but players made time today for something bigger than football. Aaron Jones, Romeo Doubs, and 5 other Packers flew to Fort McCoy on Black Hawk helicopters to spend a few hours with the cadets at the Challenge Academy. The Challenge Academy is an alternative education program that helps kids turn their life around and earn a high school degree. Cadets gave the Packers a tour and they ate lunch together, but then they got to spend some one-on-one time with the players to talk about life's challenges and how to overcome them.
It was pretty huge. All my friends, they were just, oh, you get to talk to the Packers. It was nice to actually be the one with the Packers and relate to them and have fun and eat. But yeah, it was nice.
Let them know that, hey, it's a lot of life left from here, and it's all about how you respond and making the most of it. And talking to these kids, they're happy to be here, and they see it as a blessing.
So cadets aren't allowed to watch the games. Even though the players were not playing football today, the cadets were pretty pumped for this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. We'll be right back with a final look at your forecast.
It's a pattern we can't ignore. Multiple women accuse cop Dave Estenson of abusing the badge, trying to coerce them into sex acts for years. They said Estenson asked teens for sexual favors to avoid underage drinking citations and threatened to plant evidence on one teen if she told anyone. Still another teen said Estenson sexually assaulted her. He couldn't be trusted as a police officer, and he can't be trusted as state senator.
Now's the time to get a great deal on taking care of your property. You need tractors rated #1 in durability and owner experience so you can do it all and do it right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for 48 months, plus save up to $1,100.
La Crosse is the place with this culture-loving, friendly people.
Maestro Alexander Platt with the La Crosse Symphony Orchestra.
Live musical performance is a participatory art form. And that's so incredible about music, that the audience is literally playing a role.
Join the La Crosse Symphony Orchestra Saturday, October 22nd for a festive homecoming. Sponsored by Mercer Advisors and Jeff and Patty Locken. Tickets available now at lacrossesymphony.org.
Joe Biden took $4 trillion from us taxpayers and he spent it. $4 trillion. And what do we get? We got higher gas prices, higher groceries, just about everything. Brad Pfaff, well, he backed Joe Biden 100% of the time. That's what you get when you spend your career in politics. Well, it ain't me. Let's try something different. Let's cut spending, balance the budget, and get America back on track. I'm Derek Van Orden, and I approve this message.
La Crosse Glass and Overhead Doors has been selling, servicing, and installing garage doors since 1964 and believe garage doors should be exceptional quality and craftsmanship. We guarantee to help you select a door to fit all of your needs. We offer a large stock inventory of CHI overhead doors, including residential, commercial, rolling steel, and high-speed doors. Visit our website and design the door of your dreams with CHI Door Visions. Get your free quote today.
I'm a veteran. I know what it looks like to love your country, and this isn't it. Derek Van Orden was on the Capitol grounds on January 6th. He broke past the police barricades and was part of a riot that injured over 100 cops, and some of them ended up dying. Now he wants us to believe he's a patriot? Mr. Van Orden, patriots defend their country. They don't try to burn it down.
I'm Brad Pfaff, and I approve this message.
Well, another cold night tonight. Similar temperatures to what we saw last night. Lows in the 20s for most, 27 in La Crosse. Still chilly tomorrow. Mix of sun and clouds, a high of 49 degrees. Now, I don't know about you, but on this graphic, my eye is wandering towards Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Yeah, those are 70s there, and Friday and Saturday looking beautiful. Kind of windy Sunday with a small chance of showers, better chance of rain Sunday night into Monday.
From frost to near summer-like temperatures.
Good old October for you.
All right. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Have a great night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.